Hey y'all, it's Robert, and today at the Sweet Impact, we're making a 3-tier black and gold cake. Now, I've had a lot of experience with making cakes like this, so I can teach you all step by step how to make a well-structured and designed cake, but I'm also going to experiment with the design and have a little fun with it. So to start this cake off, we're going to level and tort all the cake layers. Now that the cakes are all leveled and torted, we're going to add a little bit of simple syrup to each cake layer before we start to stack the cake. I'm stacking all the cake layers with vanilla buttercream, and once I have these all stacked, I'm then going to use a serrated knife to carve down the size of the cake. Now I'm going to do a crumb coat, and this is just a very thin layer of frosting, and this is going to trap all those crumbs so that they don't end up in the final layer of frosting. Now it's time to add the final coat, and I'm using Ganache to do this because I'm going to be covering this cake with fondant later. So for the Ganache, I'm using a 3-to-1 ratio of chocolate to cream, and I'm going to mix this together until it's combined. I'm adding the ganache to the cakes using a piping bag and then using a cake comb to smooth it all out. So each cake has its final coat, and I can now start adding fondant to the cake. And I'm going to do this using the paneling method, which means I'm just going to add a layer of fondant to the top first, and then I can wrap the sides of the cake after. So now I'm gonna play around with the design of this cake. So I'm going to use a knife to cut out portions of that black fondant, and then I'm going to use some marbled fondant to fill in those gaps. On the edges of the marble fondant, I'm going to add gold. So for the bottom tier, I use some gold leaf, and for the top 2 tiers, I use gold luster dust. Then I'm taking a large brush and dipping that into the luster dust, and then I'm gently tapping onto the sides of the cake to create this spotted design pattern, and I'm really just freestyling here. The last thing I want to add to the cake are rice paper seals. And to make these, I'm dipping some rice paper into water, and I'm gonna wait until they soften. And once I take them out, I can manipulate these however I want. And once they dry, they'll hold their shape and I can add them to the cake. So here it is. This is a 3-tier black and gold cake complete. I had a lot of fun making this cake. I got to freestyle with the design and also play around with a lot of different techniques, and I really like how it came out. So if you like this cake, make sure that you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And if there's any other cakes that you want to see me make sure that you leave those in the comments below. And until then, I'll see y'all in the next video.